Oh, yes, yes, please.
Okay,
Thank you for talking to us and making time out of your day to speak to us. We're so excited.
of course. I'm gonna leave my camera off. Where we kind of have rural internet, and in the evenings it gets really glitchy. So I'm just trying to decrease my bandwidth.
Oh, no, completely understandable. I wasn't sure if you were faceless or not, so that is completely an option.
Sounds good.
Whatever you're comfortable with. All right. Well, everybody starts to funnel in. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Laura Nox, and I write spicy open door romance that features morally gray men finding their queens. And so my first series was a mafia romance series, and then in December I started releasing motorcycle romance. It's part of the same universe, so it's interconnected, but they're standalone series.
Ooh, okay. And what made you get into writing? What was your inspiration to begin your writing journey?
Well, I these I've always had these stories that lived in my head, and for years I told myself I couldn't. Who did I think I could write a story? I didn't have a writing background. I didn't go to that for school in post-secondary. So I just kind of finally like, it's like, let's just sit down and see where this goes. And I've written some mystery stuff before, but really drawn to the romance because that's a genre that I love to read in. And so I just started plotting out some stories, and have never stopped.
Amazing. And your characters are very, very unique, and the way that you write them and you have them develop in the story. What inspires you to build that type of morally gray, multi-layered character?
I don't know why I'm drawn to the morally gray. I'm not really sure. Um, I got invited to a reader's. His her husband was planning a surprise birthday, and so I went there to meet her. And her parents had asked me, "It's like, well, are you in the mafia?" And I'm like, "No."
Even if I wasn't to tell you.
So, no, pretty straight-laced when it comes to abiding by the law. I don't know why I really was drawn to the dark romance as a reader,
Mhm.
and all of my characters, they definitely have that moral grayness to them, but they have a moral compass, and I really like intertwining that they're righting wrongs, but in their own way that isn't, to societal's um, conventional way of righting a wrong.
Right. Because I found you through Creed,
Okay.
and you were my slump breaker because I was in such a slump, and I'm such a mood reader. So if like I start a book and I don't like it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm obviously not in a good mood. Like you can't judge it. I got into Creed, and it was just like first thrust. I was like, yep, that's what I needed.
Well, I'm honored that I was your slump breaker. That's
Yes.
amazing.
I flew through that book so fast, and I'm like, I got the fortunate of opportunity to be able to listen to it. So I had the
Oh, okay.
ALC,
Yeah.
and I usually listen at a very high speed. I usually do like 1.7 or 2.0, like fast. I slowed
Hmm.
your book down to 1.5 because I was like, I'm having such a great time, and I haven't had a great time in a while. And she's pulling this out of me. So I'm gonna really just soak this up for as
That's
long as it
that
can take.
that's amazing. I'm honored. Thank you. I'm glad it really hit so well for you.
It did. I was captivated. And I have a rule. It's always like you have me like in the first 50 pages to get me, or in the first 30 minutes to capture my interest. If you have that, I'm yours until the end of the book. If you don't, then I go and frolic around. But you had me, and I was like, I told all of book club, I was FaceTiming them. I was like, by first thrust, she had me. I couldn't put it down.
I like that description.
Yes. Well, what's funny? I was waiting for like the introduction to the characters and like to really get to know them, and you were just like. And I was like,
Yeah, that
okay.
yeah, that one hits real hard, real fast.
It was 0 to 100. I was like, oh, they're already getting it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Chapter 4, let's do this.
And I listen while I'm driving, so I'm like in the car, and I'm over here like I'm gonna need to slow down. I was like, you didn't say hi, how are you? Nothing. You were just like,
No.
here you go.
Yes,
I hope you've been
enjoy.
parked.
Enjoy. Hope you have a
And
towel.
yes, and that I did because I was like, you know what? I'm so obsessed. I can't put this book down now. And it's giving me a good time. I'm out of my slump, and I'm like in love with this book and this author. And you were new to me, so I was like, I'm just gonna go and find everything from her now.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
And I love the mafia type of genre, and I feel like I'm very picky with mafia. Because sometimes you get like the same like TV's arranged marriage or something like that, but yours was really fun. So I wanted to know like what inspired you to take the mafia route. You said you were into like the dark, morally gray, but what made you veer towards mafia?
I think when I sat down just to like plot some out, I was in my Mafia era. I was digging deep as a reader into Mafia. Um, and yeah, it was just, I think the diversity of where you can take it. There's the
Mhm,
billionaire side of it. There's like, as you said, the arranged marriage, like,
mhm,
and I mean, so many romance genres lend themselves to a variety of tropes, but
mhm.
I like to weave in different ones, and I just found that it works really well for me.
And did it take a lot of research to get into that mafia genre, finding out about like old school mafia or their styles of like doing, I don't want to say crime, don't block me, TikTok, but like, their bad things. How did you come up with that?
I think it's from just the diversity of what I've read, and just seeing that other authors took their own spin on
Mhm,
something, like on the mafia and the hierarchy of it. Like there's the kind of the bare bones of it, but then you kind of make your own ways of like the rules within it, and the alliances that they had. And so I don't stick to that distinctly. So like the syndicate that I have within my mafia romance, I didn't stick to like what the real life hierarchy and structure and how it functions. I just kind of, it's like here's the very bare bones of it, and I just kind of made it fit to my universe.
mhm. And I know you said that you didn't go to school for writing or anything like that. In your writing journey, did you find anything a bit of a struggle or a difficult obstacle without that writing background?
Well, just the struck like just how to actually write a book, right? Like
Okay.
the the science and art of it. So just again, but as a reader, you kind of see how it's
Right.
structured and how the paragraphs are structured, and the dialogue and the
Mm-hmm.
action tags and all that kind of stuff. But having an editor, obviously, she's my saving grace for that, and really just having some conversations with people who have experience within it as well, just to have kind of that developmental editor perspective as well. And I'm really fortunate. I have some really great beta readers, and they're honest with me and say, this feels like there's a plot hole here. This doesn't flow. So it's just knowing that you need kind of that team around you,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just not trying to fool yourself that you can do the story, that you can do everything all by yourself, and that you're not going to miss things because
Mm-hmm.
you need that outside perspective.
And how long have you been writing in total? When did you begin?
Um, well, in the other books that I had written previously, I that was probably around 2020, And so then when I started writing the mafia, or sorry, the romance books, that was in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then I just kind of started, um, like with Creed, Vito, and Massimo, I released very quickly. So obviously, I didn't write them all right as I was releasing. So when I started in 2022, I started just plotting out those books, got them, and then over the course of, a couple of years, I got them ready to go and had them edited, and so then I could rapid release with that.
Mhm.
But every book that I write tends to go faster now. So the book that I'm releasing, which is actually the prequel to my Mafia series,
Oh,
that one's coming, which is weird because it's the prequel. It's supposed to come before, but I never planned to write this book until I was writing Massimo's book. And
okay.
so that book is coming out March 4th. And so I started that book at the beginning of October and had it to my editor um, at the beginning of December. So that was the fastest I had ever written a book. But that book just had me in a chokehold, and every spare minute that I had of the day and the evening, I was writing, and it was supposed to be a novella. So I think I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get to 40,000 words. That's doable. And then I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be a novella. And so I think the fact that I had that in my head,
Hmm.
that yeah, I can sit down and hammer out, this a novella within, X amount of time. Um, I think that helped with the speed. So it's all the mind games that I have to play with myself.
Now that is fast. That's so impressive. And how do you balance writing and your personal life?
Well, it's really hard, especially since I'm still like I don't write full time as a full
Okay.
time author, so I have another job as well. So, but it helps that my kids are older now and
Oh, okay.
independent, so I don't have littles that I need to deal with. But yeah, it's just early mornings. Like this weekend, we had a long weekend, and so I spent all weekend working on book stuff. So my family's really supportive, and like they're good, but they're also for giving me my space to do that. But then they're also good at calling me on that's like, yeah, you're kind of turning into a hermit. Like, can we go, like, can we
Come out
go
and
do
see the sun.
something? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so they're good for allowing me to have, that time. But then also if I'm just blindsided and not taking the breaks, they're good at reminding me. So,
Oh, that's good. I'm so glad because I'm just gonna say, like, you were flying them out, so I can only imagine how much time and effort that's coming out of, like, for you to write and develop the story. So I'm like, how are you just locking yourself in this cage to write these amazing stories, and then you're like, hey, the sun, it's been so long.
yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to feel um I won't call it burnout, but I'm feeling that I need a break,
Hmm.
which is good. And I have the ability to go take a few days away here for me and my husband, and so we're gonna go do that. So I'll just kind of chill,
Oh, good.
and yeah, and then come back in because I mean there's all these characters that keep bugging in my head.
I love that, and I love that you're able to have a support system that's like, hey, let's take a break and let's let your brain recharge because that's so important, especially when
Hmm.
you have so many characters, you have these stories to tell. We don't want you to get burned out because we're obsessed, so we want you to keep writing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think that's for anyone who's a creative,
Yeah,
right? It's like the work, or well, and for really any kind of thing that we do, hobby or job, like the work is never done. So, but
right.
we just have to learn how to put boundaries around it, and I know that's something I need to do better at. But I just this is going to sound like I'm just being maybe not authentic or cliche or what. I hope it doesn't come across like that, but I just love it so much that it doesn't feel like work for me. And just as the the act of getting the words and thoughts out of my head and see the story come to life, and then with the audiobooks, right? Like myself experiencing those the
Mhm.
story that way, and just like I cried, I laughed, like I was immersed in it as well. Like, so just experiencing it in all different ways. So it's just so rewarding, and I love it so much. And
And
I'm
speaking
thankful
of
that others
audiobooks,
love the stories. Yeah.
yes, we are obsessed. I know I was fortunate enough to get the advanced copy of Creed, and then we have a member in here, and Nessa, she got the second one. We were all jealous of her because we're like, that's not fair. We all read it at the same time, so we all had to patiently wait as she was over here gushing about how good it was, and she was like, "Oh, this chapter, oh, this chapter." So we were just like side-eyeing her, very angry with her. We gave her the silent treatment for a little bit until she finished.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was she didn't like that we were giving her silent treatment, but we had
No,
to
no.
pay back.
Yeah. She's like meanies. Yeah.
But she was teasing us. It was only fair.
Yeah, exactly. Karma, right?
Exactly. And speaking of audiobooks, how was it hearing your work in audiobook form?
It was crazy. Like when I heard Creed,
Hmm.
um, it was just such a surreal experience. And like I'm fairly new to being an audiobook listener myself, so I probably have only listened to audiobooks really, really kind of consistently the
Hmm.
last year and a half.
Oh,
Um, and then to hear my own book come into life, it was just, yeah, it was amazing. And like I said, I laughed, I cried. Um, they just they just did such a great job to they pulled me into the story, and I just like lived all those emotions through their telling of the characters, um, and the book and the story.
they did a phenomenal job. I thought that they made your work just shine so brightly. So I can only imagine being the creator of it, seeing how it came out in audiobook form, hearing it produced and hearing it like a movie. I can only imagine
Hmm.
the pride and the emotions for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on Thursday, I wasn't expecting it, but I got the preview copy for Massimo's book. So I was
Oh.
just like, that was my Thursday night, and pretty much all Friday.
Oh, before when I bring those girls up, we're all probably going to try to bribe you. Just a forewarning, we have been talking about it. We're like, maybe we can bribe her. Maybe we can convince her to give us a little sneak peek because we're all anxiously waiting.
Yeah, no, yeah, Joe and Lucy did a great job. Yeah, it was another stellar production. So,
And I know you said you did Mafia and Motorcycle Club. Is there another genre that you haven't dived into that you plan on diving into or want to dive into in the future?
well, so I do have kind of plotted out. Um, so there's the Santoro Mafia series, and then
Mhm.
the Havoc Guardians Motorcycle Club series, and then after that, I was planning a Dark Kings series. And so within that, it will be kind of a mix of like Little Still Mafia. There'll be a
Mhm.
book there about the Irish mob, Bratva. So kind of more diverse branches within the criminal world.
Mhm.
And then I had some ideas of other characters. So, like, I don't know, like from Creed's book, if you remember Ollie, I'm like, she totally needs a book.
Yes, I
But
agree.
I'm like, okay, how can I weave her in? Um, that it's the kind of not the fluffy romance, because she's kind of a fluffy character girl, right? Like she's
Mhm.
very sunshiny and uh, and that. But I would just like this week, I was driving into the city, and there was this one song that came on, and I'm like, oh my God, I just plotted out her book. I'm just like, okay, I have a plan for her. And so now there's going to be actually a Dark Queens series as well. So
Mm,
there's that yeah, I have two books in mind for that. So, but again, those all kind of gear toward more the criminal, morally gray, doing, you know, righting some wrongs in their own way.
mm.
I don't know if I've ever thought I don't know if I'd go and do like other like completely different genres like sports romance or small town romance or anything like that. But right now I don't have any kind of book ideas that have bubbled up for that, but who knows?
And what do you like about the dark romance genre in when you're writing? What is it that draws you to that trope or that genre?
I'm not sure. And like some of the plot ideas that I have, I'm like, geez, am I really messed up or what? Do I have some repressed trauma
No.
that I don't know about? But I'm not really sure. I think it's just the grittiness of it, the intensity of the emotions,
Hmm.
um, and the the real villain getting his.
Uh-oh, I think we lost you.
Sorry, did I?
Yeah, I cut you out when you said the real villain.
Okay, sorry, my headset
I
for
thought you
some
were
reason
teasing us. I
powered
was like,
down.
wait, what about him?
Okay, where was I going with this? Oh, just the thought of like the real villain getting his what's coming to him
Mhm.
in the most intense way, not just that he goes to jail or, you
Right,
know, lives in prison for the rest of his life. Like, not that I want that in real life, but
right.
in a fictional book world, that's kind of the piece that gets me is when that justice is served and the punishment fits the crime.
I love that about the dark romance genre. I feel like there is so much more freedom to explore in this fictional world where there's, not really a lot of rules, and then you bring up the real villain. I think that's so important because oftentimes we kind of construe that this is the villain of the story because of how they act or because they're morally gray. But then we uncover in dark romance that there's actually someone that has caused this kind of circle of events and kind of cause this progression of this attitude and progression of who this person is. So you're unveiling the real and true villain behind the scenes. And I love that about
Hmm.
the dark romance genre because you're getting to see, like, oh, are they really an angry person? Are they really mean? Or did someone make them this way by treating them a certain way?
Right. Yeah.
I love that you're exploring that. I'm excited for this upcoming series. I know we have all been obsessed, and like I said, we've been going back and forth with some like FaceTimes, and we're both screaming at each other, "Are you at this chapter? Are you at this chapter?" And then when we get to your spicy scenes, everybody's like, "Oh, did you? Oh, did he just?" So we're having a great time reading
Oh,
it,
that's good.
and we were so excited when one of our book club members reached out to you and you were like, "Yeah, I'll come on." And then she messaged me and I was like, "Get her on the calendar." Because again, we had therapy bills to send you because you made us feel so many feelings in Creed, but also we were like, "So, can you tell us about Master?"
Yeah, that's on. He's something.
Yes.
And then Tommaso, yeah, he was fun to write.
Ooh, and I know you said songs inspire you. Do you have like a certain playlist that you listen to per book that kind of gets the juices flowing?
Yeah, I find not so much with Creed and Vito, but kind of starting with Massimo, I found like I'd make play. I'm like, oh, this totally is a song that relates to him, or so I would make separate playlists that reminded me of different scenes or different kind of emotions that related to that book. I don't know if they were, I don't necessarily play them while
Hmm.
I'm writing. but they are ones that I'll include in the book if readers are interested, or sometimes I'll just when I'm taking a break because I have to take a break when I'm writing a book, so I'll
Mm-hmm.
finish a round of edits or I'll revise it, and then I need to just let it sit for a bit. And I find listening to the playlist that I've made for that book during that time is helpful because it will different things will bubble up that I'm like, oh, I need to reinforce this, or oh, let's take this spin on that scene. So it just helps me kind of with my creative process.
Okay. And how do you, I guess, mentally come out of those darker subject matters? Because I know in book two, you hit some of those triggering and tough topics. How do you get into that headspace and get yourself out of that headspace?
Well, lots of times I just get into that headspace by accident, like not on purpose. Like I'm just that's it's just where the story goes.
Hmm.
Like in a lot of cases, I don't have it pre-planned of where that was going to happen. It was just the characters just took it that way. And so during really heavy scenes, if I'm feeling it, I'm really good at those cues for myself,
Hmm.
and I'll just take a break and I might take come back to the manuscript the next day, or maybe I'm just like, okay, I just need to go for a walk, or
Right.
go and chat with my daughter, or I'll just do something that's not book related.
Hmm.
Just depends on how heavy it is, and then also how it hit me emotionally at that time. Because we could be linked to our cycles. It could be linked to
Right.
what's happening in our lives. Different things hit differently for us at different times, and the
Hmm.
same thing as an author, it's the same. It hits me like that as well. So yeah, it's just being a matter. It's having being aware of those cues, and then respecting them, and that you need to take that break.
Right. I feel like that was important, especially with authors like yourself that write such deep topics because, in book two, we cover, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but we cover some very difficult topics in there, and you wrote them in such beautiful detail that we are visualizing everything that is happening, and we are being able to like see this play out. So it is arising some emotions in us that we weren't ready for. Because,
Hmm.
I go into books blind. I don't read synopsis. I don't read trigger warnings because I often feel like they can be a little bit of a spoiler here and there.
Right.
So I went into the book and I was blind. I wasn't ready for it. So when those scenes hit, it really hit with a punch because I wasn't ready for it. And I was like, wow, like she wrote this in such detail that I myself am having like, okay, let me take a break here. You know
Yeah.
what? Let me go watch a Disney Princess movie real quick and then
Yeah.
I'll come back and finish it.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine you, especially with how detailed you write the books and how vividly you're playing out these scenes. It's like I can only imagine how you have to pull yourself out of that type of headspace and, become mom and become wife again when you have
Hmm.
those characters just getting put through the ringer in the next room.
Yeah. Yeah, and like when I wrote like kind of the trauma that
Hmm.
Nova went through, like at the hands of her father,
Right.
I think what helped me with that is usually my first draft of a book is um, the my mentor who I worked with when I first started writing. She called it puke on the page. Like you don't even like you don't think, you just go, and you don't edit, you don't go back and fix anything. It's just like get the words on the page. And so it's for me that first draft is it's got detail, right? Like it's got the
Right.
structure and it's got some detail, but then it's really the next two rounds of me going through the book of where I'm like go deeper into that. So when I was writing Nova's psychological torment, that she went through, I would go deeper a little bit each time. So I think that was a saving grace for myself, that it didn't mentally drain me in that respect.
Mhm. No, that
But
that
then,
makes sense.
I just laid it all out on the reader for you all at once.
You you very much did because I remember I was like getting to it and I had received a warning from the girls. They were like, "Hey, just so you know, you're getting close to this chapter. This chapter is pretty intense." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll be fine." And then I got to it, I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna need to go watch Tangled, and then
yeah,
I will come back and finish the rest."
yeah.
Because
Yeah, and I
your
kind of,
words really packed a punch. The vivid detail that you put into that book, the emotion that you put into that book, and then hearing it in audiobook, having the voice cracking, the raw emotions just coming out of their performance, just
hmm.
amplifies your words. And I mean, we were all in tears. I feel like we were all crying.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes we just need it, like we need as readers, right? We have to take those steps away and recognize
Hmm.
when it's getting too heavy for us. And I remember the first time I was reading Lola King, Beautiful Fiend, and that was one of the first books that I've had with that some of those tropes. And I had to stop and I'm like, I don't know if I can go with this. But then I came back to it. I had to give it a day or two, and then I came back. But it's you just have to, when there's the pieces of your mental health matters, and to watch if you do have triggers, and we do have to kind of take that like pay attention to that.
And I think that's so important because I guess for me, I had an idea of what my triggers are, but it also depends on the story and the context and the writing because I've
Hmm.
had my trigger pop up and sometimes I don't react and then other times it's things that I didn't even have like in my head as a trigger would come up and I'm caught off guard and I'm like, "Oh, well that was a reaction I wasn't ready to have." So I
Right.
think that's important as like a reader and an author. You're going through this world. It's a journey. You're learning things. You're developing. Your tastes are going to change. So I love that you have that intuitive of like who you are and how you're feeling. You're like, you know what? I do need to take a step away from this. I need to come back to it. Like my readers are probably going to get, emotional about this. Let me take a break so I can give them the full therapy that they need.
Yeah.
So when they come in having to submit the bill during our book club live because we all felt it and cried together. So I was like, I finished that book and I was like, you know what? When she comes on, I'm just gonna tell her how bad she made me cry. I'm gonna bill her for my Costco size tissue list. And
Okay, just send me the bill.
I was gonna be like, and let me pass the mic on your next victim that we cried as well.
Yeah.
But we were so fascinated with your writing, and I know that we were all fighting at the bit to try to find out and piece together anything that we could figure out about Massimo. We're like, okay, well, do you think he's going to go this direction? Do you think his book's going to go this direction? Who do we think is going to be in this book?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was half done Massimo's book and I scrapped it. And
What?
I'm just like, because he was too nice. And I'm just like, no, he's going a different way.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's and I love how his book turned out. So yeah.
I mean, scrapping half of his book, that must have been hard. That must have been a big decision that you made to just
Yeah,
start over.
yeah, but it's you just have to, like, if it's not going, and there was pieces of it that I could use, right? Like it wasn't
Hmm.
just like every single word was a waste. And
Hmm.
I always view that any words I write, even if I don't use them, it's all part of helping me grow as an author. right? And helps me to refine my craft and refine like how to, my voice and yeah, so it's not a waste, right? So
Right. No, no, yeah. I mean, you're still putting that thought process together and you're still creating that storyline and that plot and you're developing it. So no, never a waste, but I would have cried.
yeah.
You know, it's like when I start something, I bake sourdough, and if I start something and it doesn't poof and I have to toss it, I'm just like, all
Mm,
of that effort and hard work for
yeah,
you not to rise and be raw in the middle. It's just not fair. It's not kind.
it's very rude.
Yes. And
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? We're not friends anymore. And then
No.
they're like, I can only imagine like half of a buck. Oh
But yeah,
man.
I was just like, no, I gotta do him justice and take it where he wants the story to go. So, and he was telling me, he's like, I'm just not that nice. You gotta make me a
Gotta make me
monster,
meaner.
and then I gotta redeem myself. So,
Well, to be fair, we really dig the monsters.
yeah.
So you only made him more dreamy for us. You're like, oh, we can
Mission,
fix him.
yeah, mission accomplished.
Yes. And I know you said you're fairly new to the book community and becoming an author. What did you find as the most welcoming in when you were entering the book community?
Well, when I when I was getting ready to publish Creed, I just reached out to just a few, people on Instagram.
Mhm.
If just like, hey, I'm bringing my debut mafia romance. Just wondering if you're interested in reading it or arc reading it. And everyone
Mhm.
that I reached out to is so willing and gracious and excited, and I'm just eternally grateful for that.
Mhm.
And they're still part of my journey. They're part of my street team. One of them is one of my best and closest beta readers. And yeah, so it's just it's the ability to connect with people around the world, right? Like the people in Bangladesh and New Zealand, and I live in Canada, right? And people all
Okay.
over the States and the UK. And yeah, it's amazing. And just and connecting with other authors as well,
Mhm.
and just collaborating with them. And it's such a welcoming, collaborative, or well, my experience is it's been very welcoming and collaborative.
Mhm.
And yeah, and really not like it's not that competitive. It's not about competitive. It's about being that collaborative,
Yeah.
in that collaborative space. And you know, having invitations such as this, like with you folks, to have the opportunity to connect with you. And yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I'm so glad that you had such a positive experience because I love that about this book community when you get someone and we just like fall in love with your work. And I love to see an author supported and I love to see them, they're like thrive and have such a great experience in here because that's what it's about. It's about building everybody up. It's about being like, hey, you know what? Your brain is awesome. I don't have that brain, but I love your brain. Let me help like make everybody else love your brain.
I appreciate that. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, we are utterly obsessed. And if it's okay with you, would you mind if I do invite the rest of Book Club up here? Because I know they have so many things to say about you.
Sure, yeah.
Right, here we go. Like we were very reactive when it came to reading your work.
Hello.
Hi.
And Ness, if you want to take it over with your questions, I know you had a bunch.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again, please? Sorry.
Yes, I always said if you wanted to take it over, I know you had a bunch of questions, so I wanted to hand it over to you.
Oh, it's okay. I'll leave it for the girls first.
Okay.
I'm good for now. Come on, Windy. I know you're eager to answer.
I don't know where to start. Like, can I ask a question about Tommaso?
Sure.
Okay. Does his book center around his bullet?
Not really, no. I don't go deep into that, but I
No?
do make reference to it. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I kind of need his bullet story.
Okay,
I
well,
want to
that's
We
know
good
what.
just
to
thinking.
know.
I'm like, wait, I need his bullet story. Because it was so sweet the way he gave it to Eden, and I'm just like, and didn't tell anybody, and that just like, oh, that was so touching. Right before he died. I mean, well, I don't know who's read it. Um, I got Creed as an ALC, and then I did not get Veto, so I had to do Veto on my own, and I was like, I don't care if I have it as an ALC, I'm gonna listen anyway, and so that's what I did because I'm waiting for Massimo, my other book husband, right there, Massimo. That's what
Yes.
I'm waiting for.
Yeah, and he comes March 11th.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so soon.
Yes,
Yes.
I know. I know. And then Tommaso's releasing on the 4th.
Yeah, paperback and ebook is on the 4th. I don't have plans yet for an audiobook for him, but hopefully that's in the works in the near future.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to ask anything else because I don't want to ruin Massimo for myself.
Well, honestly, talking about that bullet, and how he gave it to Aiden, in my mind, I was thinking maybe, who knows, there is a relation between, like a background story between the one who shot him and Aiden's family.
Oh, I
So
had never thought of that connection.
it would be kind of closing a chapter, and he forgave him, and he doesn't want a revenge, so he gave the bullet.
That would be a good twist.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
That's a theory too. I didn't think of that. Huh.
When I was listening to Vito, I was like, "What's this? What's a bullet?" Like, it's the first bolt he got shot, and I was thinking maybe there's a story behind. And when you said that you're not gonna say anything about it in Tomas's book, so I just got this idea while reading Vito too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess the backstory behind the bullet was just it made him appreciate the value of life, right? Because
exactly. That's what he said.
he was shot, and obviously, so then as someone who's in the mafia and
Yeah,
making those decisions, it leans into the moralness of him, that he's just not trigger happy, and that the even if someone is a villain, taking out that life, there's ripple effects, and you need to be willing to face those consequences.
yeah.
So he was always thoughtful uh, before he acted in that sense. But yeah, I never thought about going deeper in making that connection.
So we were overthinking.
I,
We
I
put too much
totally,
emphasis on the bullet.
we're over here bouncing
I,
ideas.
I
I'm
love
sure they
that
were like,
though.
okay, mapping it out with the whiteboard. So she said this on chapter 3,
So,
Yeah.
highlight it.
and then
What she
went
really
back
meant
and to
was
the
this.
left, back and to
Yeah.
the left. Whole JFK scenario going on with this bullet.
We have Aneska with her screenshots now. She said this. Remember this, guys. Write this down.
Yeah. Well, and it's it's good to know too, and interesting of what stands out for folks
Yeah,
and different things, right?
Yeah,
true.
well, true. We always overthink about books.
We
Like,
do.
we analyze books, especially if we read it together, like as a book club,
Mm,
Yeah.
and we talk about it. Sometimes we even comes up with theories that even the author didn't thought about.
right.
So, and we like sometimes we even made up stories like imagine if the story goes this way and it end up like this, and so it's really wild. We have a
It
wild imagination.
it
Let's be
sounds
honest.
like there's like some author minds in your book club.
I was just going to say that maybe
Yeah.
collectively we could write one massive omnibus and it would be just like the most unhinged
Just wild.
mafia motorcycle club combination, dark. Yeah,
Why
that would be us.
choose?
That would be our book.
Why choose?
Yeah.
Why
hmm
choose?
Jen and I
Yeah.
are
Why
working on
choose?
one.
Why choose? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm
With
a
Remember,
sucker
some
for why choose.
sword crossing. Yeah, we'd
It
probably
was
put
mess.
that book out in like 5 minutes.
remember, Jen and I are working on one with that Christina started one night. So Jen and I have it all plotted out. We just hadn't finished writing it yet.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
couldn't
think
find a book rec, so then we started bouncing up ideas while we were on the live event, and then they started writing it down and plotting a book idea. We're like, we're gonna make this book because we can't find it.
That's amazing.
I think we were on live for like 2.5 hours afterwards, and we're like, okay, we did it.
it's always like that with us though, because we talk so much. So yeah.
Sure.
Sounds
Yeah,
like a
we
great
Nice, nice,
group.
nice.
Yes, we do have a blast from with each other, and I know you said that your team is versed and global as well. Well, we are very fortunate to have so many members on different parts of the world as well. So it's kind of fun to get their perspectives and their ideas on, what we're reading together.
So cool.
Yes.
And do you have any book signing events that you are planning to attend to in the future?
Just one that's more local to me, where I am in Canada. I've applied to some different ones, but haven't heard um, anything successful yet. Yeah, but if you have favorite ones that you or different ideas, I'm always open to looking for trying to get into different ones.
Well, I am, biased. I'm over here saying like the West Coast, so I can go get Creed signed, please.
Yeah.
We have a whole Excel spreadsheet list of all of the
Oh,
ones in the US that we would be happy to forward to you. And I think a
that would
couple of us have connections at some of them that we could possibly get you in.
oh that would be so neat. Thank you. Yeah, I'd be
And if
definitely
and if we can't,
interested
we'll
in
just
this.
put one together,
Yeah,
smack
we'll
in the
just make
middle, so
one.
we can all drive to, or
Right.
just only be you. We'll come and see
I'd be,
you.
We could put one together
well,
in Canada too.
Yes, that'd
hmm
be fun.
Yeah, we could
yeah.
come up to Canada and
Find a cottage.
find a cottage. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're obsessed
To-
with that too.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm very excited to see how your next series is coming along. How do you plot? I don't know if I asked you how you plot.
Uh, I make notes to myself, like I mentioned before, like the list driving and listening to songs. I'll just be like, you know, like there was one time I was driving to Edmonton, which is about 5 hours away from me. My daughter was, she's a young adult, so I didn't traumatize her too much. But I'm just like, Kate, I just had this plot that was in my head, and so I just dictated to her, and she wrote in my notes for me. And so lots of times that's just what it is. It's like I get an idea, and I'll just make a note to myself, or it's like I have an outline for each book with kind of like the key scenes or key points and um, the ebbs and flows within the book. And so every time I just have an idea, I'll just open up that file and dump it in. But really, I'm not a plotter truly. Like I know there's some authors that will be like, "Okay, this is what chapter one is going to have, and this is going to be X, Y, and Z, and chapter two is going to have," like they they plot out everything and then they write the book. Whereas I just have kind of the start, the finish, some of those key points, and then I just go. And it's really where the characters take the book. Like, when I was saying about Massimo, I had plotted it, and then he's just like, no, we need to take this a different way. So it kind of
I
makes
love
me
that.
sound a little bit crazy when I say the
No,
characters are taking control of the story, but really they it's just that's how it works, right? So, and like I
and those are
said,
the best
I'll
stories.
yeah,
We
and
hear
I'll
it a
just
lot though. It's
Hmm.
not just you, Laura, for real though. We hear it a
okay,
lot
yeah,
that the characters take over. A lot of authors say that. I
Yeah.
find it fascinating.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you think it's like, well, you're the one writing the words and typing the words. But it's like I'll sit down and I'll might have an idea of where the scene is going, and then by the end, it's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Hmm.
I love that though. Because I always find it so fascinating how you guys write. Because in my head, I would think I would overthink everything. And I'd be like, oh well, that doesn't make much sense or something. So hearing multiple people say like they let the character take over, that's just so fascinating to me because
Hmm.
that my brain does not work that way. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I want to just live in your brain for a couple of times and just like
Right.
sit back and watch it like do its magic.
You might be scared.
Have a great time.
Yeah, the the chaos in there.
Oh
And
no, we don't scare
as a
that
book
easy.
club, no, we don't. If we all get scared, then there's
There's yeah,
something. There's
there's something there. If we all get scared.
there's something there. And we love to take pictures with our guests if you are open to that. We usually do it a screenshot of the time you come to visit with us if you're okay with that.
Sure.
All right, Marissa and Tara, do you want to turn on your camera?
No, it's worse today than it was the last time you saw
Oh,
me.
Well, if we
So
weren't
no.
hugging doors and stuff, with our face.
Shut
Oh
your face.
no.
Shut your face.
and
I
Wendy,
love
can
you
you
too.
turn this way so I can get, I'm getting a glare. Can you turn this way?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
You need me to turn?
Like have the light behind you because there's like a glare in front of your glasses.
Oh, it's from my iPad because the light's over here
Oh,
to my side.
okay.
Let me see how I can. Okay.
Take your glasses off.
Oh, I look horrible without my glasses. I can't even see.
Oh,
I can't see
You
anything.
look you look beautiful as always. Here we go. Ready? One, two. Yay! I got it, Wendy. You can put your glasses.
Okay. Oof.
Good.
I just didn't want to
Could you
not get your
could you
face.
tell I was smiling?
Yes,
Yes.
I got your great
It,
side.
you were shining bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't blink. No worries.
Yeah. Made sure you didn't blink. Got your good side. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have a question if you don't mind. If you
You
still have
might or you do.
time.
You might or you
Yeah,
do
you
have a
do.
question.
I do.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
think so.
I do private. Okay, so I know I'm okay. I have to. Let's start with the first. Okay, what draws you to write mafia romance specifically, and what's the most thing that fascinates you about writing the mafia romance?
Well, for the mafia romance, I think when I was made the decision of to try my hand at the romance genre, I was really
Yeah.
deep into my mafia romance reader era, and I just
Mm-hmm.
loved it. So I was just gobbling it up, and so I think that's was a big reason of why I started there.
Yeah.
Was really drawn to the morally gray kind of criminal aspect of it, but they're still righting
Frank.
wrongs in their own way
Yeah.
and to
Okay.
bringing justice in a way that isn't societally conventional,
Hmm.
um, and that fits the punishment to the crime of the villain.
Yeah. Okay. Because through the book, honestly, I felt like you made a lot of research before you start to write this book, like
Mhm.
the respect of the hierarchy, the political aspect in the mafia world, and like the death sentence when it comes to like not being loyal.
Right.
Um, it was really, really well written, and you were very
Well, thank you.
specific when it comes to guns. You are
Mm,
specific when it comes to cars. So you are the kind of writer that focus on details. That-
Exactly.
And
yeah.
you don't write it just for the fact of writing. No, you want to create a world and make the picture as clear as possible. So while you read, you can really imagine the story. And even when you listen to the audiobook with uh, with your eyes closed, you can even imagine those scenes in front of you, like with your eye. In your back of your mind, you're kind of present in that scene among
Hmm.
those characters. And
Hmm.
that's what I liked about your book. I'll be honest with you. We've been friends on Instagram for a while. We never talked, like we talked for a few times, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when I received your ALC, I was like, come on, we're already friends. How come I never talked to her? So I was really, really sad. Let's be clear about that. Uh, yeah, honestly, I was like, why? Why I did that? And then when I started to read your book, I was really fascinated. I was really, it, it was a journey and I really
Well,
loved it. I loved it so freaking much. And some of the girls were kind of jealous because I got veto and they didn't.
See, she deserved us not talking to
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I heard you were rubbing it in a bit.
She was sending us reactions with no context, so we had no idea what was going on, but she was having a great time.
Yeah.
I
Just
was
living her
joking.
best life.
Yeah,
She really
what?
was.
That's probably why we put so much emphasis as readers on the bullet because she put so much detail in those
Mhm.
small things, the behind the scene things that
Oh
we
yeah.
brought this bullet to the forefront. You know, I think that's what happened.
We got
I
hyperfixated
did
on
you
it.
did I do you dirty? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
No.
It drew our focus to the bullet, though, and
Mhm.
possible story there
Yep.
Mm, yeah.
between the two families, especially with the owners of Gillies being the neutral, you know?
Mhm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
makes it seem, it kind of, like Inez had said, maybe there was something before with Tommaso and the her Eden's family.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just really kind of take off on a tangent when you start to think about it, because
Mhm.
when you were listing the guns and like in Creed, when Triple S or Sophie ran and she jumped on the back of the motorcycle, and the way you described it being on the back of the motor, or the bitch seat as they say in the book,
Yeah.
you know, of the motorcycle, and it's just like, wow, like you literally ran and jumped on a motorcycle like that.
Right.
You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
totally what I'm thinking, you know. And then he drives up into the back of the van. Who thinks that stuff? I mean, that is so cool. You see that in like Spider-Man or Superman or something, but you don't read that. And I'm like, yes. But I love a good motorcycle club book, so
Or
there's
come
that.
Yeah.
on, the back room, like behind the club, and the secret room and the secret
Mm.
alley with the codes.
That right there, that part.
That's Iron Man
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I have to give you an applaud for that because
Yeah.
Well,
that
thank
is
you.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
and
it was
part of it is it comes out, it's like I need her to have some secret way to get in and out without,
exactly.
so it's like how do I do that and what can I create structurally wise in the building or whatever
Right.
for to make it happen. And
Well,
in
more.
terms of the car's details and the gun details, that I think really is an influence from my husband, right? Because he's a car guy. Um,
Ah.
he's very knowledgeable at with he's a hunter, so he's familiar with guns, right? So I have my in-house expert that I'm kind of like, okay, well, does this make sense, or what kind of gun would I want for this, or so
Wow.
yeah. So
Yeah,
Would
but
this
you
he's
actually
my
work?
specifically said Mustang Shelby, and because I'm old as dirt, I had a whole picture of it in my head.
yeah.
I had a whole picture of it, and I was like, "Cool, I mean that's a hot car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That right there is
And I think
Penn
that's
Bush."
exactly what I
Yeah.
said. I'm like, I need an idea of a really cool, rare, hot car. And I think that was his one that he said.
It's a nice one. It's
Yeah.
a nice one.
And going back, please, to that secret exit or secret in and out, well, it was useful for more than going in and going out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it was like, whew, whew, my God. Hallelujah.
I think that's still one of my favorite scenes that I've ever written was the tunnel scene in
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
one? Which
the
one?
tunnel
I know, but
when
which one?
Which one?
well, the first one.
Yeah, that one was
Oh,
pretty hot.
God.
Yeah.
That one was pretty
Pretty
good.
hot. I had to pull over for
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
hot.
was like,
I was like, hold on, let me
it's
park real
awesome.
quick. Let me get this for the full effect.
Oh, like I sent because we talk on Marcos together, and when we read the book, so I was like leaving them messages because they did, and I was like, oh my God, girls, I can't with this book. I yeah, yeah. Oh, I had a blast. Honestly, I had the best time in my life reading this book and listening to it. Even
Oh my
though,
goodness. Thank
as
you.
I said, at some part there's some things uh, like about the narration when I felt a bit monotone when it comes to the narrator, but it
Hmm.
it when he went back to the game and then it was very good,
That's
very
good.
good, and I
Yeah,
loved it. I really loved it. So
that's good.
bravo for this book, Laura.
Well,
Bravo.
thank you.
It
Thank you
was
very
mm,
amazing,
much.
yes.
I can't wait to read Massimo, honestly,
I
and I
can't wait for
can't
Massimo
wait
either.
for the
Oh,
ALC. Oh God, please.
I know we're all going to be like scraping and clawing each other out for it because if I get like 16 more messages of her teasing me while I'm waiting 2 weeks for this book, I'm going to be upset. Our friendship's going to be rocky until I get that audio in my ears.
It's like I'm gonna be jumping and maybe dancing on the videos.
Yeah, because I had to be like, every time I watch it, I was like, oh, is it so good? I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I'm not.
You don't sound really happy.
And then Wendy and I finally got it. We were like catching up. We're like, oh my God, she was right. She was right. Oh, this is what she was talking about. All late to the party.
Yeah.
ah, that's the only reason why I wasn't upset that I got sent out of the office today, because I got to listen to Vito everywhere I went.
Oh.
Take him everywhere.
Yep, I
Amazing.
couldn't take Massimo because he's not out yet, so I
No.
had to settle for
No.
Vito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
I
We
know,
will
I
be
can't wait.
submitting our
Can't wait.
bribes
Mm,
collectively.
yes. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm manifesting it for you folks.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, if we all three get it, we can all like start messaging you at the same time. We
Yeah.
got it.
We
Yeah.
got me. We got Massimo. Massimo.
I'm so excited.
Now, did you say you're gonna do the motorcycle club too? There's gonna be a breakout series?
With like an audio, you mean?
No, the MC, is it already
Oh,
written or
so
are you?
book one is out. So Havoc's Defender came out in December. So
Oh.
that's Bane's story.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's another trauma romance. The FMC, she's survived a serial killer. So yeah, There's that story with Bane and Slade, and then Havoc's Innocence is coming on April 30th, and so that's Army and Leva's story.
Okay, so it's not the same MC that's in Creed and Vito in
Yeah,
Massimo?
yeah, it is
It's
the Havoc Guardians
the
MC.
gang, that gang.
So Bane and Army are the ones that save Sophie. They pick up Sophie and then bring her to Creed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I was like, how come I didn't hear that name in Vito? But I was like, but I know this name. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
is this
no,
the
it
same
was in
MC?
Creed. It was, yeah, it was
It
more
was in Creed.
they played a role in Creed.
Got it.
What-
Got it. Got
there
it.
was-
Woo! I,
I can't. I forgot his name. Wasn't it the guy?
Ash?
Which was his cousin? Ash. Right.
Ash.
Thank
Ash,
you.
yeah, he's the
And Cut.
president. So
He's the president. Yeah.
And
With her
Cut is
yeah,
his
his
cousin.
cousin. His cousin.
yeah, yeah.
He's
We
a
don't like
douche.
Cut. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
like Cut.
Douche canoe.
Yeah,
Back.
yeah. So
And when you
Ash will
when you
get
first
his book.
introduced Cut too, I was like, is she gonna redeem him or are we just gonna permanently not like
No,
him? I don't know
no,
yet.
we don't like Cut.
He was not redeemable.
No.
No, I knew that like afterwards, but when he was first introduced, I was like, okay, we don't like him, but is she gonna make us like him later? Or am I saying this
Yes.
right? Because I never
Yeah.
know going into these books. I'm like, sometimes I start the books and I hate them, and then it's like 50% then I'm like, yeah, I can fix them.
Yeah.
No, this one you can't. I don't think so.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know we were very, very obsessed with your writing your book, so we look forward to getting our hands on your next books and continuing the series and just watching you flourish as an author because you're so incredibly talented. You put us through just some wonderful stories and gave us such a fun time that we got to read together and react together and momentarily fight with a nest, but it was completely worth it. So thank you so much for joining us and for beginning your writing journey because it's been so fun to follow you.
Well, thank you so much. And I've choked up a couple times on here, and just like I'm honored to that's my you enjoy my stories and they touch your heart and your minds, and they live maybe they live rent free in your head. Some of these
Yes.
characters.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just that's a dream come true for an author, or it is for me, just to have the stories really resonate and just find their a place in readers' hearts. And I'm honored that you folks love the stories so much, and that you invited me here, and I had the opportunity and the privilege to talk with you.
Yes, and we'll
Oh,
definitely have to have you come back, especially after Massimo. I feel like we're
Yes.
gonna lose
yes,
our minds. So
please.
we'll have to collectively have you back and submit our therapy bills.
Sounds good.
But hopefully we're gonna see you again, honestly. And I'm